Hey, welcome back to Don't Run with Scissors. I'm Kelly, your favorite Jeep driving lawyer, mom of twins and 3 crazy rescue dogs, who likes to craft in her spare time, has gone back to school to be an ASL interpreter, and is trying to train for Iron Man. If you're new here, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button. Lets me know. It sends me like this little message that says you have a new subscriber, and it boosts my serotonin and self-esteem. We can all use that. If you're returning, welcome back to the crazy. Grab your drink out. Let's have at it. I apologize for getting this up late. Life. I had slated it for today. I have been really bad about putting things in my phone calendar. And as a result, I've been overbooking myself. I kind of want to go back to a paper planner. The problem is that my ADD brain needs my planner to look a certain way, and I cannot find it. Cannot find a planner that does what I need it to do. And I don't have the computer skills. I could draw it out with pen and paper, what I want it to look like. But I don't know how to take that and make it into like a paper planner. Like where I can just... Okay, let's be honest. So I can just go to Kinko's or FedEx. I think they're now FedEx now, not Kinko's. Or to the printer shop and have it made into a little planner. Because I'm not going to sit here and print out a 50,000 pages, both sides, and then punch it and put it together in a book. It ain't going to happen. It ain't going to happen. So the reality is, I don't know how to make what I need in my brain onto paper. And I don't think I've tried. Here's the problem. This is the size of my tablet. This is the size of my phone. The planner that I traditionally have used has either been this big, so I guess that would be more effective, this big, or slightly bigger. Not gonna lie, usually it's the full 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper size, bigger, like the big happy planner. I really like that size. The problem is you can't get the big happy, like the Disney villain pages weren't necessarily in, like calendar pages weren't in the big happy planner size. And now my brain is being cheap and won't let me just buy them, because I know that it's not, like when I open it up, it's not exactly what I want. And then I get mad, and then I don't use it. And then we end up overbooked. So, okay, anyways. Squirrel. Hi, Tammy. Hi, Kim. I know y'all are laughing. Okay, so here on my channel, before I usually start my rambling, in my stitching, I do the sign of the week, or you could do sign. Either is good. It's kind of like potato, as far as I can figure out. Now listen, Amy, if you're watching and you know the difference and you can explain it to me, bring it on. For those of you who also watch me who know ASL, if you can explain to me the difference, please do. If I remember, I will ask my teacher tomorrow. But I can't guarantee that I'm going to remember. Because again, I don't have a planner and it's just been a fucking hot mess. Okay. So, last week on Thursday, I spent the day, well, most of the day, over in Lansing with a client, which is great because billable hours are billable hours no matter where they happen. And it just so happened to work out with that really and truly Thursday. Is Thursdays and Friday, ironically, are no classes. So even for the kids. So it works out really well. Okay. So show up to Lansing. Meet with my client, go over a bunch of stuff, blah, 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 sign documents, blah, blah, blah. I have to go. Turns out I don't need to file the paperwork in actually Lansing. Their county deed office is in Mason. Which is actually, ironically, a much closer drive. I don't know if it's a closer drive from here. It's a different route. Anyways, I was not in the right spot, and that necessitated a 30-ish minute drive from where I was to go to where I needed to be. That's fine. Their courthouse is in Mason. It's their county deed office, and then they have a satellite of their district court or circuit court over there. It's really cute. It's in Mason, which is like dead smack in the center of town. And then it literally is a square around it that they have shops and stuff. Super, super cute. I love Mason. So I was not heartbroken. While I was in Lansing, though, I got to stop at my friend Jesse's shop. Now, Jesse was not there. Jesse was in L.A., in California. I know that it has a name sign, but I am blanking on what the sign is for California. So the solution right now in our program that we've been taught is, if you don't remember, just fingerspell it. So anyways, so I was at Jesse's shop and I dropped off some sewing wax for Jesse. So hopefully more shops will start carrying Hillbilly Candles sewing wax, because we all know I am addicted. We'll talk about this because I have yeah, I have for my sorority I have a secret stitching pal, and then I have a one through Stacy Stitches. I have a Christmas pal, and I already have sewing wax for each of my pals. And I know one of them watches me, but one of them doesn't. And I don't know who's getting what scent, because I'm literally just going to grab it and put it in each box. But one is getting Nana's chocolate chip cookies, and it really, y'all, and I don't have this one. It makes me sad. It smells so good. It does. It smells like chocolate chip cookies. How do you not love that? Okay, and the other one is Snickerdoodle. I don't even like Snickerdoodle cookies. I mean, I don't not like them, but they're not like they're not my go-to cookie if I'm going to have a cookie. But this is good. It's good. Okay. So I've already started my package. I still don't know. I know what one of them is getting as far as a stitch. I don't know what the other one is getting, and I don't know what my extras are yet. I don't know. Okay, but I digress again. While I was at Jesse's shop dropping off that, I picked up this. It's supposed to be toweling. And it's pretty nice. The sides are already hemmed. Really cute. It's a little bit brighter green than is showing up. There we go. Like over here. I love this face sticker because I don't know that that's the side I would make the face side. So I'm actually going to take the sticker off. That also tells you I haven't... but it's nice, and then all I would have to do is hem the sides. I got a whole yard because it was only $6 because it was on sale. But it looks like it's an even weave. I don't know if you can tell. There you go. Okay, does that not look stitchable? It looks stitchable to me, but I don't know what the heck to stitch on it. So if you have an idea on what you might like me to stitch on, honestly, I think you could, if I cut it, half yard. It's still a decent sized towel. But I think I could always go to Jesse and get more. But I have no idea what to stitch on it. But I was absolutely intrigued and I wanted to give it a go. So if you know something I can stitch on it, let me know. Because y'all are good with ideas. I kind of feel like I could stitch a squirrel on it. Hem the edges and stitch a squirrel on it. Because, and I have the squirrel, I have one that's a little teeny tiny pattern that my sorority put out. And then I have the JBW squirrel that is a super, both of them are super quick stitch. And I could send that to my stitching squirrel buddy, and that would take care of that. I mean, obviously I would hem the edges because I'm not a heathen. Okay, kind of am, but whatever. I'm not that bad. I would finish the edges. And then I could stitch the little squirrel on there, right? And that would, and our colors are red, buff, and green. And this is green and buff. I could stitch the JBW squirrel in red. There we go. We just solved the problem. And then I've got my stitching squirrel present done. That's why we talk through things on my show. Is this a show? Okay. Anyways, so if you're in the Lansing area or if you're online, definitely check out Seams Fabrics. She does a lot of really gorgeous apparel wear. If you're a sewer of clothing, but she's also starting to carry, she carries, I believe, the full line of Cosmo floss. And she has some embroidery patterns that I've never seen, including one by Downy Tree, who is another friend of mine who does absolutely adorable embroidery patterns. In fact, I have one of her prints, one of her art prints in my office that my friend Emily bought me. And I have that as an iron-on patch too. Because I bought the iron-on patch not knowing that Emily had bought me the print. And the print literally sits on my wall, on my ledge that's in my office. And I love it. And I get tons of compliments on it because it's gorgeous. So Kate does embroidery patterns as well. And Jessie carries them at Seams. Jessie also carries, right now, 14 count Ada by the yard. And I believe it's 30 inches wide. And her price isn't crazy high. So that's another resource for you. Okay, so when I drove to Lansing, so I drove from Lansing to Mason. And in Mason are two of my favorite little shops if I'm out like in that area to stop in for fabric and stuff. One is called Yards of Fabric. I did not buy anything at that store, at her shop that day, which is super, super weird for me. Super weird. But then I went, and it's actually down the street, and you know, you actually got to turn the corner. And it's Keen's Market, and it's kind of like an old, it's not an old shop, but it's that sort of general store sort of feel. They have an amazing fabric store section, and then they are starting to carry more and more cross stitch. I noticed because 2 years before the pandemic, they did not have a cross stitch section, and now they do. And some really cute patterns. They have a couple by Primrose Cottage, including the one that the Happy Halloween one that I'm working on. But while I was there, I picked up these. So my friend John loves cinnamon bears, but these are Cinnamishigans. Mishy cinnamons. So they're cinnamon bears, but they're in the shape of the upper and the lower peninsula of Michigan. And I thought that would be, Don is the owner of Hillbilly Condo Company. So I thought those would be cute to send him. Because we all know he supplies he feeds my sewing max need, habit, addiction. Don't touch. Okay, so while I was there, also, I picked up this. Now, I only bought a half yard, but that's actually a Chevy, like Rosie. Now it's not Rosie's color. This is closer to my favorite color, so then it made it even cuter. I bought a half yard. So I will likely make a project bag out of it. Although I guess I could probably, if I cut it, if I did it, I don't know. I'll make a project bag. I may make a pillowcase as well out of it. I don't know. We're not judging right now. We're not thinking that. Listen, I solved one problem with what's been going on in my brain. That's all I can do. Okay. So the other one that I bought is for Bean. And it's like this burnt orange. Oh, look at that. It's prairie dogs. But they're subtle. Like they're funky. But they're subtle enough where the girl child won't feel odd. And I showed her, and I've actually washed it, and she actually really likes it. She thought it was cute. So I did good there. So then, we've already started on haul. And y'all, I'm so out of order. What is going on with me? I think my concertos wore off. So then the other shop that I stopped in is called, we'll just do haul. We'll do things out of order. Y'all, it's a surprise. It's a surprise. Okay, we all know we don't come to my station for consistency. We come for the entertainment value and the fact that you can't watch me on double speed, according to Kim, because I already talked fast enough. I didn't realize that. I knew I talked fast, but not that fast. But okay, so anyways, I went to Country Stitches in, it may be in Lansing technically. I don't know. I don't know where the hell I was. I followed the map on the map app. And ended up at Country Stitches, which I've taken classes and stuff there years ago, like when the kids were little. But I fell in love with this. And y'all, that red is not showing up. It is like Christmas red. It is not orange. It's red. There we go. Still looks a little orange. It's not really that orange. Anyways, I'm going to make the cuffed pillowcases for several friends. I bought the rest of what's on their boat, so they don't have any more. Sorry. Unless you buy the pillowcase kit, which was way too expensive, in my opinion. But I'm going to make several pillowcases for friend gifts. And I can show you that, and I can say that because the friends that I'm going to make them for don't know about this channel, which is kind of weird. But I honestly, I don't advertise my channel to very many people. Okay, so while we're on the subject of haul, I got in some haul through the mail. I placed an order. Oh, this is, well, I guess technically it's haul. And while I have to put this someplace safe where I won't lose it because y'all, I don't need it yet. But it came in because it came when you joined your membership. So now I've got it, again, I've got to put it someplace safe because I don't need it for like a year. Just over a year. It's my Theta tassel to wear at graduation. How cool is that? Which is scary to think that really I should have, at the time that they were going to send this, I should have just gone ahead and ordered the other, like the stole and the cords for graduation as well. But I didn't, and like I said, I probably should. So now I have to figure, I guess I'll put it in my important paper box, because like with the birth certificate, with our birth certificates and stuff, because otherwise I'm terrified I'm going to lose it. And then where am I going to be? Without my tassel that I earned. We all know I've been working my ass off to earn that tassel. So, okay. So, I have still, you know, it's either feast or famine with haul around here, I guess. I don't know. So I put in an order. It was the only place I could find this pattern. I liked it since I saw it when, I can't remember her name. She's the designer behind Artist Designs. I don't remember her name. I'm totally, but I can see her. And y'all are shouting it at me, and I still don't. Whatever. Okay. So I liked it when she showed it, when she first designed it, I think last year. And I didn't order it, and I kept putting it off. And then I saw Carrie stitching it at StitchCon. And I liked it again, and I thought, okay, I really need to order it. So then I went to order it, and I couldn't find it anywhere. So then I went on a hunt to find it, which led me to a shop in New Jersey called Stitched by Stitch in Cape May, New Jersey. I have no idea where Cape May, New Jersey is. None. None. It's in New Jersey, which is by New York and Pennsylvania. Beyond that, got nothing for you. Okay, so what am I talking about? Flamingo ghouls. Hello. That would be a skeleton flamingo. And it comes with, so it's all DMC except for the Wonderfill Glamour, which apparently is the flamingo. It's a metallic silver, so like really, like I could have, I guess, used Krynic or whatever, but it comes with it in the kit. It is 71 by 111 stitches high. So you get the special floss. Apparently that's his legs and the back stitching. So he's got some sparkly legs. What I may do is his body is done in, I think, DMC white. Y'all, that would be boring. And we all know I am not boring. At least I try not to be boring. I tell people I'm boring, but I don't think I really am. I have been able to braid my own hair, kind of, sort of. Next Monday. I'll film after. Maybe I'll film before and then I'll film after and I'll smoosh them together. I don't know. Who knows? Okay, anyways, I digress. I may do his little body in E940 so he glows in the dark. Because I feel like if his legs are going to be sparkly, he should glow in the dark. I don't know. Okay, so while I was at it, because I didn't want to just order one thing and pay for shipping. Okay, first of all, this must have been like a retreat special or something. Whatever. I fell in love with it and I bought it. So whatever. It is what it is. It's by Hands On Design. And it's a little kit, which is very cute. It comes with all your floss on the little chart. How cute is that? And then it comes with your little like finishing board, which apparently goes like this. Now, honestly, I'm not crazy about this print, so I may change that print out. And then it's got a little bow. And I really, yeah. Okay, no. I don't like those together. So I'm going to have to put something else on this board. I don't know what yet, but I don't like it. I don't like that altogether. Yeah, no. I'm not feeling the love of that altogether. And I feel like that's not what was on the picture. But again, I digress. Okay, so it's called, it's Seas, S-E-A-S, and greetings. So seasons, greetings, seas and greetings. Yeah, see, that's not the same. That's not the same. Is it pretty? Yes. Do I like it? No, not for this project. And then there's a clip, like a binder clip on here. I don't know if you can tell. Okay, maybe not on that, but on the picture and the website, there's a binder clip here that sort of holds it all together. Anyways, that's not in here. Binder clips are easy to come by. Whatever. I don't care. So, but these are the floss colors, which really makes that picture look like garbage. That is a lousy picture. It's super cute, y'all. But, so it comes with your linen. And guess who knows how to stitch on linen? your girl, Kelly. And a needle. And it feels like a nice needle. So it comes on, I think it's 32 count. It's like a beige tan. Oh, please. Well, I'll tell you. It's 32 count Country French Cafe Mocha. So, it is by Hands-On Design. I don't know if you can... It is, let's see, it says may... It can't be reproduced except by needle and thread. I don't know who needle and thread are. But I have, like, they Xeroxed it for me for the kit. Yikes. I don't know. Anyways, that's the other thing I got. See, I'm a hot mess. It's late at night. I'm tired. I've been to the neurologist, the neurosurgeon, 2 tutoring sessions, made more calls than you can imagine. My son's social security number was stolen and somebody tried to take out a tax return for a kid who doesn't have a paying job. It's kind of funny. Thank God we got the notice. So I've been on the phone with the IRS today. Yeah. Like I said, last week I was traveling. We're sharing the car. I'm extremely grateful to my ex-husband for the fact that he's willing to do that and is doing that. And tonight my class was on Zoom, so he actually drove the boy child to band. Okay. So, my ex-husband is going to be temporarily staying with me, with us, for up to the next 60 days. Y'all send prayers. Send prayers. We're on day 1. And he's not doing anything bad, per se. It's stressful. Okay, so let's back things up. Let's do our sign of the week before we get to my stitching. So we're a little out of order. We did haul first, whatever. Okay, so the sign of the week. So first of all, I've also learned that you can do sign like this. So signing. So sign. So I'm not sure what the difference is. So if somebody who signs and knows ASL can tell me, I would appreciate it. Because I like to learn. Like I learned this is experience. Okay. This is shy. This is whore. This is mushroom. Mushroom. This is champ. But this is something totally different. Okay, but those are not your signs of the week. So, your sign of the week, if you take your X finger and you hold it up to your nose, you are now witch. This is the sign for witch. It's kind of like you're adding a witch's nose to you. So, witch. The other sign of the week is vampire. So, if you take your, your 2 little X fingers, you're going to make 2 little X fingers, and you just kind of go like the vampire's biting you. Now, this also works if you get bit by a bear. Bit by a snake. You're going to just tap wherever you get bit. Bit by a dog. Bit by a bird. So there are your 2 signs of the week. Tomorrow, next Tuesday, but this week I'm going to be focusing in on my famous deaf person. My person is Lou Ferrigno, who played the original Hulk, the Incredible Hulk. I loved it, the Incredible Hulk, and the fact that he turned green was fantastic. But the more I'm learning about him, he's amazing. He was born hearing at 3 ear infections, so hurt ears. He lost 75 to 80% of his hearing. And his father didn't want him to sign. So all week he would go to hearing school or public school. Go to public school. And actually he went to Catholic school. And then he would go from school, he would take the subway, and he would have to go and learn to lip read. So he grew up, and he looked at bodybuilding, so the gym, because it was an equalizer. He didn't have to hear to lift weights. And he would read comic books about the Incredible Hulk and Spider-Man. And that's what sort of inspired him. Anyways, and there's a whole lot more. He also ended up getting a cochlear. And so the more I'm learning about him, the more I'm fascinated. I'm just absolutely fascinated by this man. And I want to know more. So I highly encourage you, look up Lou Ferrigno. There's several movies. You have to get past the Lou Ferrigno bodybuilder stuff. So my suggestion, if you want to research him, is to look up Lou Ferrigno and deaf, or Lou Ferrigno hearing, hard of hearing, and that. And that will tell you, like, you'll learn so much. So I'm like freaking out at this report, because this report we have to sign because our teacher is completely deaf. Well, she's not completely deaf. She is deaf. She has a processor, so she can hear one range on the hearing spectrum, which is funny because her husband, who actually was one of the ASL signers for the Super Bowl, Sean Forbes, is her husband. He hears on the opposite end of the spectrum. So it's kind of interesting. So I have that next week. So kind of like on top of everything else. Anyways, okay, so hopefully in the morning, I'm going to go test drive a Jeep. I have been approved already financing wise. As much as I didn't want to have a car payment, the reality is I'm going to have a car payment, at least for some time, for a short amount of time. So I'm going to go test drive it. Hopefully it will work out. The Jeep is rock red, which is kind of a deeper red, not a bright red, but I'm kind of thinking I may be able to tweak her into doing like a Wonder Woman theme. So if that's the case, maybe this Jeep's name is Linda Carter. The green Jeep, the bright green Jeep that we talked about before, is a stick. And it just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. Additionally, it was only a 2-door. If I spend the same to a little bit more, I can get a 4-door, which really makes more sense on many a level. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, so let's see. We've caught up on life updates. We've now done sign of the week. We've done haul, because I saw the neurosurgeon today. Essentially, my options with the neurosurgeon are to either go under and have another brain surgery and change out the system. There is a newer system that is not a Medtronic system. It is by Johnson & Johnson, and it's Codman. The issue the concern with doing that, one, it's a full-blown brain surgery. I mean, like, it's a brain surgery, and I've already had 10. But the first 8 to get this shunt to settle in, they were like almost back to back. I mean, literally within 104 days, we did 8 brain surgeries. Putting them in, take them out, put them in, because I had so many infections. So the thought of going back in and trying to do another system, my neurosurgeon and I are not totally thrilled with. Okay. So that's option 1. Not the best, not the greatest of options as far as we are both concerned at this point. So the next option, we could go in and just do a lumbar puncture and see what the opening pressure is at that exact moment, providing that, like, it's a day I'm having issues, because I don't have issues every day, and see what that says. The MRI, though, looked good. My aneurysm is stable, the Chiari malformation is stable, and my brain, looking at it, doesn't show any signs of IH being active, which is good. So essentially, I'm medically in remission, but I'm not in remission because I'm still having the issues. So the issue is it a shunt issue per se, or a draining issue, or is there something else going on? And we can't answer that question. So he said, so what we decided was, the other option is I could manage my pain in other ways that I know work for me, or things that make me happy, like, and I said, oh, so you're telling me I should go adopt another puppy and eat more tacos. And he kind of laughed and he said, hey, if that's what makes you happy, go for it, which to me means I should go get another puppy and eat tacos. What we do know, again, is the more I lose weight, the more I need the shunt to drain. To the point I had lost so much weight, we thought we might need to add in a second shunt. But then I gained back 50 pounds. So I need to keep working. So what we've decided is I need to keep working on bringing down my weight. Then I was going to check. We decided I would check in with my neurologist just to make sure that this isn't really some migraine issues going on. A lot of people migraines are triggered by the weather. We do know in tracking things in my brain that a lot of the issue is weather related. So I met with my neurologist. He has doubled my dose of Amavig, as well as given me basically oral Amavig, like a capsule, so that if I have a breakthrough migraine or pain, I can take those to see if that helps. It's worth a shot. Now, literally, for those of you who take Amavig, I do the injection in my thigh. There's not a whole lot of fat on my thigh. It's right into the muscle, and it burns. Is there a better place where this isn't good? Like, if I put it into my stomach where there's fat, is it going to sting less when I do it? It doesn't sting for very long. It's like 30 seconds, but geez Louise, it stings. And if I can avoid that, I would greatly appreciate it. So if you have any hints on that, I would appreciate it. So we're going to try. The other thing that I realize is I keep forgetting to put dates in my phone. In my Google Calendar, and I have been really overbooking myself and forgetting things. And that's not good. What I really would like to do is go back to a paper planner. My problem is, and while I love my happy planner, the big happy planner is my happy spot, the pages don't work for my brain. I need them a little structured differently in order to be able to track what I need to track and be organized like I want to organize. I have a vision in here, what I want. And I could probably sketch it out, but I am not computer literate enough to be able to draw it out so that I could then take that page over to like Kinko's and have them make it into a happy planner, because we all know I'm not gonna print out shit and backs and fronts and line them up and all that. No, I tried that. It doesn't work for me. It doesn't work. So if you're computer literate and want to work on something with me, I'd appreciate it. Okay, so my stitching. My Whip Go pulls this month are Pandemic and Lady of the Flag. Both of which I love. I am doing a conversion on Lady of the Flag. I am doing a version where her dress is white. I have not started working on that one yet. Each of my Whip Go pulls get 10 days allocated to them. And 10 days is however many stitches goes in on that day. As long as there's a stitch on it, then it counts as a day. So I have 4 days in on Pandemic out of, and I allow, because mine are year long, I can put in those days on any of Square at any time. So I have already started working. I had already started working on October's goals. The day, I think like the day after she called them, I pulled out Pandemic, and that. I am stitching Pandemic by Long Dog Stampler on 14 count Aida, because when I started it, that was what was familiar to me. If I ever decided to stitch this again, which stranger things have happened, I would not do it on 14 count Aida, because it's flipping huge. And there's only so much wall space in my entire house. So, also, if you remember, on my Long Dog sample, on my Pandemic, I'm doing it as full coverage, because why not take a Long Dog sampler and make it twice as hard? It was not originally slated that way. I picked out two colors, and I wanted it to look like the water was coming this way and the beach was coming up this way, and I couldn't figure out where to make them sort of, and how to make them merge and not look like a straight line and be funky. So the actual pattern I'm stitching in, I don't know, it's some sort of beige, and if you really want to know, I'll let you, like, drop me a message and I'll tell you. But right now I don't know. They're in the bag and I'm being lazy. And then I picked out a really pretty blue to stitch the background. So I guess it's like islands in the water. So I am again on day 4 of working on Pandemic, and this is where we're at. Actually, let me, that's a quarter of how big she is. She's big. Not the biggest stitch I got, because we all know I clearly have no, things are smaller in my head when I plan them. No spatial concept. None. Okay. So, since we last saw my Pandemic, I put in some more blue, which is easy to do, like when you're on phone conference calls and stuff, because there's no counting. You're literally just filling in whatever's not the brown. I've also finished this Giganto motif. Put in this one here. I have, let's see, what else did I do? Oh, finish the top portion here, and I've started to come down. Yeah. So that's where we're at. This is page 1. page 2, and I think we've started page 3. And the other part is down here, going down, let's see, page 1 ends about there, and so I've started going down page 2, which is also why this dips down. I don't know where 6 more days worth of work will go. I don't know. Part of the issue is, normally it's not a problem because I can crunch up the fabric in my hand because I stitch in hand, and hold it and kind of maneuver it. I'm struggling with the cast on to be able to hold fabric. And so it is really kind of slowed down my stitching. So I kind of have to move it around to where I can hold it and be comfortable, which means that realistically working my way down in this section is probably what's going to be easiest, or maybe up here. But working down here to finish this was a struggle because it's 14 count Aida and it's a buttload and it doesn't crinkle real well. But we're going to keep going. Any progress is still great progress. Okay. So in here, and then I don't remember what wax I've been using on Pandemic, to be honest with you. I don't know that I have one slated just for Pandemic at this point. So my false back kind of generic one, honestly, is movie theater popcorn, which smells just like movie theater popcorn. Okay, so in this bag is the Frosted Pumpkins Under the Sea Sal. I'm behind. I know I'm behind. I'm catching up. I'm catching up. I realized too, I've made a grave mistake. So earlier on in stitching, I think I spilt Diet Coke on it. I think Diet Coke got on it. I don't think it's coffee. I'm pretty sure it's Diet Coke. But I didn't immediately wash it out because I was worried about the fabric. I don't remember why I didn't wash it out right away. I don't know. But now, I don't know if you can tell. Yeah, see? It's still there. And I feel like I may be in serious trouble, y'all. I don't know if it's going to come out now. And now I'm getting worried that I put all this work into this. And now I may have this big fat stain. And I don't know how to fix it. Do I go ahead and try and wash it now? I'm using all DMC. It's not like I'm using, and DMC is pretty color fast. So I'm not necessarily worried that it's going to run. And even the fabric, I think, was DMC. It's the DMC stuff that, like the special stuff in a tube at Michael's. And all I did was paint it with fabric paint glitter. And I guess if it lost some of the glitter, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. What do I do? But I have worked on it. What I'm going to do, just so we all have the plan. So initially it was like this little section with the little girl and the fishes, right? And then the border came out. And now it's this section in here is the current section until the 25th. So what I'm going to do is, I'll show you in a minute. I finished this, and even this little wave I think I have done. I'm going to go ahead and just skip to the otters and the fishes and put them in, and then I'll go back and work on the border. Because the border I can keep working on. Now, the other part about it is I never stitched the under the sea down here because I wasn't sure if I was going to keep that part or not. So, and I'm still not sure what I'm going to do. So there's that. So keep that in mind. Okay, so I have converted some of them so that my people look like my family members. I think it's adorable the way they have them, and they're all by multicultural. I think that's fantastic. But this is going on my wall, and so like that's supposed to be me with my brown hair. That's my daughter Bean with her sandy blonde hair, which really, it's got a lot of gold in it. She's sparkly. Of course, so is my hair. Sparkly. This is the boy child. So I converted the little girl, who's totally cute. I love her little Astro Puffs. Love them. I really hope that's the right term. If it's not, somebody tell me, because that's what I learned they were called when I was little. And I know that things change, and I don't want to be culturally insensitive. So I changed them so they look like the boy child. It looks like the boy child. So cute. And I got those little fishes in. So now I have to do the little sea otters and the school of fishes. And then the border. And there's part of me that may just, I don't know. I mean, I really do like the border though. Because it's like, I could leave the border off and not be stressed out about it. But then like, to me, then this corner looks funky. Because it should be the arrow. Or the arrow. Should be the anchor. And that's why it dips in. So I feel like it needs to be there needs to be something. If I don't do the border, it's got to have something. Maybe I'd have to add like a fish or something. So that's where we're getting closer to being caught back up. Hey, this is still the best I've done on any sale. Let's be honest. Let's just put that out there. I am notorious right now for not staying up on sales. I love them, lots of them, but I don't always stay up on them. In this bag is Sonia Buns, which smells like suntan lotion. Which, I mean, come on, it's tropical. It makes sense. Okay. Wait, there's more. I was a stitching machine. Hang on 1 second, though. Okay. So, the wax I'm using on this project, and some of you who have been here for a couple months now will know exactly what project it is then, because you all know that I've been coordinating my waxes with my projects because I am. Strawberry pina colada. So good. So now my bag smells like it. Okay. So in here, I felt the need to work on it. And I took it when I had my MRI and was sitting in the waiting room. The first time they put me in, I went in Friday to do the MRI. And I got in the tube, they put the cage over my head. And it's like this. And then you're shoved in this little teeny tiny narrow tube. And sometimes I can do it and I don't have a problem with it. Friday, I could not do it. Couldn't do it. Like, completely couldn't do it. Panicked. Like, was hysterical. Full on panic attack. Like, they couldn't get me out of the tube fast enough. I was like, it was bad. Try to get me calm down. They're like, you want to try it again? I'm like, no. Call Boyd. He prescribes some Valium. Go back the next day. I have a driver with me because I won't drive. If I've taken Valium, I'm not driving. They say you can. No, not taking the chance. Especially not after that accident where I was not on anything, but still. still a little cautious. So take my Valium like I'm supposed to, get to there, take, you know, on time. Come to find out they're running late. So then I'm worried that my Valium is going to wear off before I go into this tube again, right? And then where am I going to be? So I bring with me the meds that my doctor had prescribed for when I have a full-blown anxiety attack. Problem is it completely knocks me out. And then the next day even, I still feel like I'm drugged. And so I don't like to take it. I've taken it one time just to see how my body would react, and I don't like it. But I need to have the MRI done, so what was I supposed to do? So I did. So I took it with me. Okay, so we go in. First of all, they put me in the other machine, which is actually bigger. Come to find out, they could have put this like blanket shield over my face, not the big old cage. And then we put a sheet over my arms, so my arms are like not in direct contact with machine, which they wouldn't have been anyways because this is a bigger machine. But that was a trick that a previous nurse, I went home and I thought about, like, how do I get through this? How do I get through this? That was one of the tricks that a previous nurse had shown me. And for some reason it worked. So if you're having, but the other thing is generally I have a ring on this finger and I play with the ring, kind of like a worry stone. But I do it with the one hand on, like, I rub my own ring, usually with my thumb. Well, clearly I can't do that. So all of my, anyways, on Saturday when I went back, got it done, easy peasy, not a problem. And honestly, I think that had they put me in that machine on Friday, I probably could have done it on Friday. Not likely with the headed thing, but there was this blanket thing. Like, why didn't anybody try any of these things on Friday? It just kind of sucks. Anyways, so while I was waiting on for both days, I took, and I've taken this out a couple of times so far. That is the Marine Corps emblem. And we are like now I feel like it's much easier for some reason. Hang on. There we go. Okay. So United States is all done, right? I got this chunk of black all in, and I got the circle met up, and it met up on the first time. On the first time. Now you all know how important that is. So we're going to keep plugging away on it. Because now, even if, like, obviously I can keep working on the black, because down here it says Marine Corps. Now what I'm thinking I'm going to do is go ahead and outline the letters like I did first up here, so that then I'll just have to go through, and when I need, y'all don't take this the wrong way, but when I need to do no brain stitching and just block fill in, that's when that's the perfect time now, because I've got the outer border all done. So once I have the letters outlined, I can just fill in brainless stitching. So what I may do now, I may do that, and then there's a gold band. Now it's not a solid all one color. It's the two shades of yellow. So I will have to count for that. So when I have brain power, I'll count and I'll start doing that as well. Like after I get the Marine Corps outline down here. That's my plan. But we're making progress. Is it going to be done by Christmas? Probably not. Probably not. I do love, Stephanie sent me the idea of leave the black where it is and still get a red mat and do it as a square. And just red mat. And I do like that idea. So I may have to match my mat with, let's see, the red is 666. I don't know why I have such an issue with that being red. I know, like, logically it makes sense that it's red. I don't know what, I don't like the number. Just don't like the number. Okay, so here's a lot of, okay, so the inner band, if I recall, and I will double check because we all know how I am on this pattern. I will double check it. I will triple check it. I will probably check it 5 or 6 times. I believe that the inner band, oh geez Louise, are these two colors, which doesn't look like it's very different, but they really are. There we go. I think that's the inner band. Because I mean, it's not like my choices of colors are. These are my Janet Jabber floss drops. I love them. Hi, Janet. There's that, and then add 310. Okay, so we worked on that. Oh, but wait, I stitched more. I know. Crazy. Y'all, I think I just need to hire somebody to come in and spend a couple days with me, like helping me clean and organize my entire life. Because I look around and I'm just kind of like, I sort of feel like a failure when I look at my house right now. And that's not a good feeling. Okay. Yeah. Anyways. Primrose Cottage Stitches. Happy Halloween. It's so cute. This is my working copy of the cover even. Then I have the pattern. My goal, if you guys remember, was to get that first white pumpkin done. You see it? Oh, no, I guess you don't. Now you do. There we go. That first pumpkin, right? This guy right here. I will tell you right now, I miscounted a little bit. Guess what I'm not going to fix? That pumpkin right there. So he's just going to be a little chunkier down here. And that's okay. Because unless you tell somebody, nobody else is going to know except for you and me who watch this video. Because the person who gets it doesn't stitch. And he better not open his mouth and say anything, because I will punch him if he... First of all, he's never going to know. He doesn't know how to read the chart. So as far as he's concerned, it's going to look just right. And in here, I am stitching it with, which is funny because if you look at my tote, my bag, these hot dogs and hamburgers and ketchup and mustard. And I don't know how my Halloween project ended up in here, but it did, probably because that's what was available. But my wax is root beer float. Oh, y'all can't smell it. What the heck? Okay, I'm a crackhead today. We're over an hour. What in the hell? Root beer float. It smells just like A&W root beer. Ain't nothing better than summer with A&W root beer, which is one of my son's favorite sodas. So it's very fitting that it goes in my barbecue bag. When that project is done, I have no idea what's going to go in that bag. We don't think that far ahead. Don't think that far. Okay, so my last bit of stitching is my Practicum Pixie project, which I showed somebody today that's in my class, and they are just, actually I showed a couple people, and they are in awe and are totally jazzed and are blown away by this. Okay, so we keep working because there's, where's my sheet? I think there's 14 names if I don't do mine. Yes, we have now got 5 done. That means 10 more names. Right? No, 9 more. 14 minus 5, it's 9. They're technically, my first Pixie week is the 24th of this month. Guess what's not going to happen? Unless a small miracle happens, I cannot see me getting them done and FFO'd by the 24th of this month. So I'm going to sign up for another week towards the end of the semester. And I will just take birthday cupcakes for the 24th because my birthday's on the 23rd. So, again, we have Chloe, Lily 1 and Lily 2, because we have 2 Lilies in our class, whose ironically both their favorite colors are purple. I finished Heather. I don't think I had done last week. I don't think I did. And then today I finished Jasmine. Jasmine's favorite color is orange. How cute is that? And now we are starting Faith. Faith's favorite color is hot pink. Hot pink. So we are working our way through my list. I have 2 people who said that any color is their favorite color. So if you'd like to pick a color for my friend Natalia and my friend Erin, let me know. So far, I still have 2 in yellow, 3 in blue, 1 in Spartan green. So yellow, blue, and green are the next 3, are the other colors after I finish Faith. So I don't want to do any more purple. I'm kind of burned out on purple. There were 4 purple people. I have 3 blue people, 2 yellow people. Faith is the only one with hot pink. Jasmine was the only one with orange. Our Professor Kelly is Spartan green. Go blue. And then, not to worry, I have a second sheet. Tells you where's my brain is. I have a second piece of linen. So hopefully between the 2 pieces, if not, I'm sure, like I know I have more. Maybe like Erin's name, I may be able to stick in here, going this way. So yeah. So we're making our way through it. We're doing it. It's going to be amazing. I still haven't 100% solved the what do I make them into. But I'm not at that point yet, so just no worries. Okay, this video is way longer than I had intended, so I do apologize for that. My goals for this next week, survive. Hopefully, like I said, we'll be buying a Jeep tomorrow. Hopefully a Jeep tomorrow morning will work out and will be the right Jeep. If not, hopefully one of the other ones that I have on my radar is the right Jeep. Keep working on Whipco and my Practicum Pixie projects. I don't know, probably really and truly the same stuff you saw me working on right now that I just showed you is probably the same stuff I'll be working on this next week. I really need to hone in on my nutrition classes. Got a bunch of stuff. I have Bear Lake this weekend. I have Bear Lake. I don't know. I just want to cry. So yeah. If anybody... Okay. Here's a little bit of transparency. If anybody has dealt with a lot of anxiety and ADHD and all of the feelings and lots of work stuff, lots of class stuff. I mean, I'm carrying 5 classes. I can't wash dishes. I don't have a dishwasher. I've now got an extra person living here with all of his stuff. But even without all of that, when I have some help from the kids, mostly from the girl child, from Bean, who's managed to at least stay up on laundry. That seems to be her thing, and putting away the dishes. Because the boy child doesn't like putting them away. Now the cupboards, the Tupperware is so unorganized and stuff. If you have, and I have a few things that have kept things at a dull, you know, like my bathroom is clean. You know, like certain zones are okay. You know, the sheets get regularly changed. That normally the dishes are done. Okay, not on Monday nights, but you know, in general. How do you guys, do y'all have any secrets to getting organized? Especially when you don't feel good and you're just exhausted. Because honestly, even if I go to my office needs a good cleaning too. Like literally, I should go there like on a Saturday or something. Or really, realistically, any day where I can put away client files, where I can clear off my desk and vacuum the floors and dust the ledge, and things like that. Fill up my antique pop machine, which means I have to stop at the store and get the pop. And then start scanning in like the dead files so that I can start shredding stuff and clearing things out. I know my trash at the office has got to get taken out, but so I don't have a place where I can just, like, I'm sitting here at my table and it's like overwhelmed between, I'm doing a shipment out for a Hillbilly Candle Company to a bunch of stores for samples. And then I've got my textbook stuff on here, and I've got my research stuff for Lou Ferrigno, and I've got, you know, now I've got all this fabric, and I've got the fabric for the project bags that I haven't stitched yet that are halfway put together. I don't know. I just, but I have my markers. I'm looking for, and until I get some of that stuff taken care of, I can't paint this wall, and I'm just, I feel like I would feel better if I could get the table and the top of the deep freezer back under control and the dishes done so that I could paint this wall, like prime this wall. If I could get this wall primed, I feel like I would feel like I'm making progress. If I could do that and then figure out, is there a place, so I'm missing 2 drawers, like I had in my cabinets, like when I bought them, when they got transferred, I bought them used, got a really good deal on them. In transferring over, 2 of the drawers are gone. Is there a place that you can just go buy new drawers? And then I thought we had figured out how to mount the drawer facings here. No luck. So if anybody knows how to do that, I don't know. I just feel like those couple little things, like if I could get that handled, I would feel not so overwhelmed. So if anybody has any suggestions, I would really, really appreciate it. Or if anybody wants to, I don't know. I don't want to commit to being another, like a buddy, like a check-in buddy with somebody, because I don't know if I have the bandwidth in my brain to do that. Honestly, if I'm being completely honest, I just don't think I do. And that sucks to admit, but I just don't think I do. And like I need to list George as a part car. I haven't even done that. And I'm getting a new dryer. Not because my dryer doesn't work. I'm being gifted a new one, which is fantastic. But then I could sell the old one even for 25 bucks. But I haven't sold, like I haven't been able to list it. Like to take the pictures, like I don't even know what to write in a listing. Yeah. So I don't know what next week is going to bring to us, y'all. I don't know. I'm going to do my best, and that's all I can commit to. Progress is progress, and we'll take one day at a time. But yeah, if anybody has any tech skills that would want to work on developing the planner page that is like my dream planner, I would love it. Like I said, I could sketch it out kind of how I envision it, but I have no idea how to turn that into a workable page that I could just then take to Kinko's and have them print me off a bunch. So I think that would be good in helping me get a little bit more organized. And yeah, I don't know. Beyond that, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. Beyond that, I have no idea. So we're just going to keep working away at things because, you know, progress is progress. Progress is progress. So with that, if there is anything I can do for you, seriously, just shoot me a message. I'm His Princess Kelly on Instagram, Kelly Regal Green on Facebook. Just shout out, poke at me, slap me upside my head, do the things. So that I will try to remember to pop all the information in to the description box. We all know I suck at that. So if there is something specific that you want information on, shout it out. I will answer you. So, all right. I will see you guys tomorrow or see you guys next week. Like I said, fingers crossed we'll have a Jeep. Because I think that would also alleviate a lot of stress off me. Having my own car back. So, okay. We'll talk later.